Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Dejin. This is War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and in this video I'm going to be covering more of the 2.5-year anniversary festivities, and that includes Glaciela, Flagbearer of Reform. That is the 100-cost Wind Glaciela coming at us. But there's a bunch of other cool stuff coming out this week. I'm just going to give you guys my reaction, my take, and my opinions on the news, and just kind of talk about it a little bit.
The gates to a new age. I shall open them, no matter how heavy they may be. I shall continue forth, no matter what may come. There's always a way forward, so long as you don't give up. For the future, no matter the adversary, I'll prevail! I follow my path, alongside everyone's hopes!
Now, first thing you might notice, the big news of the week is the new unit released, Glaciela, Flagbearer of Reform. She is a 100-cost wind unit, as mentioned before. She's a wind unit, so, alright, I have a lot to say about this unit. I'm actually really excited for this unit, first and foremost, but I want to say a couple things. One, she's a wind unit. Now, Glaciela has had 3 units. Her name is Glaciela, which implies, like, ice, right? Glacier, or whatever. She's had a water, a fire, and now a wind unit. We still have no ice version of her. Maybe someday. Maybe there will be a winter ice Glaciela, or maybe next summer we'll get an. I don't think we have a summer ice unit, so maybe, who knows? Maybe someday we'll get an ice version of her. Anyways, one other little tidbit of information I wanted to put out about her is this is going to be the 3rd version of her, right? Now we have a couple of other units that have 3 versions, like we have Mashari, we have Leela, and we have Helena. But well, we don't have Helena yet, but as soon as Summer Helena comes out in Global, we'll have Helena. But in the case of Leela and Helena, some of their units are just MR and below, whereas Glaciela joins the reigns of, you know, with Mashari, where all of her versions are all UR units. So, it doesn't really mean anything, just a little tidbit of information I thought I would point out. My question is, when are we going to get a 3rd version of Mont or Stern? You know, I've been of the camp of I want to use a full party of 5 different Sterns someday, but who knows? Also, maybe Jaden someday will be up there. Anyways, let's talk about Glaciela here. This is Glaciela's video. Now, her main job is Resolute Flagbearer. It's piercing. She's also got Trick Lancer, which is another piercing subjob, and Nightblade, which, you know, is slashing. She doesn't have the Drain Slash ability, which is a really good slashing chain move. She can, however, equip the Exorcist Vision card and the Holiday Party Vision card. So she can equip these 2 cards that give her access to more chaining moves. She also has a couple of piercing chaining moves in her kit already, so that's pretty cool. She's got a lot of abilities that will remove and dispel units, including re-raise and other barriers and things. She can slow. She can do all kinds of cool stuff. Also, her LB has a very unique feature to it that we've never seen in Global, and this is what it does. Elemental Chain Effect persists for 1 turn, even if the target performs an action. So this could be a game-changing ability for keeping chains super long in things like guild raids, or if you just want to have a mega huge chain for like a high score in an event. This could be a big deal. This will probably come into play in the Trial of Reckoning if she's a boosted unit, which I'm sure she'll be a boosted unit. That would be weird if she wasn't. So in this trial, this could be a big deal. That means if the boss gets a turn, then it won't affect the chain, it won't break the chain. So you can essentially just carry on a chain for basically double the length, because the boss won't ruin it when he gets a turn. Anyways, she's got a couple of multi-hit moves in there. She's got a lot of good stuff. Now here's a little bit more news that caught me by surprise, and maybe caught a bunch of you by surprise. Dark Tetra Sylphid. I didn't know we would get this on the same day. I figured it would be like the following week, whenever we got Glaciela. This is a really good card. It's like Dark Odin, except this is for wind and fire type units. It's got Maneater upon physical attack, missile attack resistance up, and unit attack resistance up for any fire and wind type units. Of course, the unit attack, you have to have it maxed. Additionally, it has attack up and area attack up for whoever you have it equipped on. And there's a global buff to this card, slash Esper, by the way. It's also an Esper, where wind type units get agility up. So it's going to be slightly better for wind than it will be for fire, but it will still be good for fire. And to be honest, like, I will never argue with getting more good fire vision cards because, you know, fire is not in the greatest place in the world right now. So I like that. However, right now we're getting Wind Glaciela, so this will be perfect to use on her. And yeah, and it's an Esper as well, so bingo, bango, bongo. Now, keep in mind, this is like the Dark Odin card. It's 90 cost, so that means it's going to have probably reduced rates to pull, and it's going to have a high pity. So take this on top of needing potentially reduced rates and high pity for Glaciela herself. It's going to be a rough week for a lot of people. Like, this is potentially going to be a 40k pity. I don't know. We'll wait until we see the banners. But yeah, this is, if you're going all in for both of these things, then and if you're going hard in Trial of Reckoning, you might need both of those things. Anyways, there's going to be bingo board for Glaciela, probably bingo board for both. And yeah, she's going to be in the Chocobo Expedition, bonus JP, EX, all the shebangs that you normally would see with new stuff. Now, for the 2.5 year anniversary, there's going to be more login bonus. It's going to have more of these coins. Now, the thing about these coins is I doubt you'll be able to get Glaciela shards in there. Maybe they'll add her to that pool afterwards. I'm not sure. I'm sure she won't be added to the pool right away. Like, maybe when her banner goes away, they'll add her to the pool. I really don't know, though. Maybe they'll add her right away. Or maybe they'll never add her. What do you guys think? Let me know. But yeah, I'm interested. They are not bad, though, because essentially every one of those coins is a shard for a unit. So if you're not even using them on this unit, it's great for building some of the other units that are on that list. Now, there's also going to be JP Item Drop Double Up campaign and Triple Friend Gift campaign. So these are the campaigns that we're going to be having this week. And yeah, just get some good stuff there. Now, if you guys remember, like a month or so ago, we had the Queen Macherie story event, As Blood Demands. Now, if you played that, which I'm sure hopefully everyone did, and followed the story, you know it heavily featured Queen Macherie and Glaciela, and they were both talking about their new outfits. And yeah, so her weapon is actually going to bring that event back. It's part of that event, kind of. High difficulty EX Quest 2. There's going to be the Platinum Lance here. So that's pretty neat. Now, it also brings back the event as a whole. So maybe you forgot to farm the Platinum Mace, or Punisher Mace rather, sorry. Or you just didn't do the event, or maybe you didn't play at the time, or whatever the case is. Or maybe you did it and you don't have to farm it again, but it's just bringing it back. But the spear is the new portion of it, so even if you did it back then, you're still going to be able to go for the spear. There will also be a Glaciela starter quest. These are the quests that let you play as the unit. Even if you don't own the unit, you can test her out, take her for a test drive. These quests are cool. You get some rewards for doing them. So even if you don't want to play as Glaciela or pull for her, you should still do this quest just for some extra free stuff. Then there's also a daily quest for her, which you can get the job spheres. And yeah, it's pretty good. There's kind of a lot going on this week. Now, one of my favorite parts about this week's news, outside of the new stuff like Glaciela and Tetra being added, the McLeod acquisition quest is being added to the Farplane archives. Guys, I kind of forgot to do the McLeod acquisition quest, not gonna lie. I mean, I did most of it. I did get him to 99, and I did get a bunch of Mind Spheres for him, but I never did the Nightmare quest, so I was never able to finish him, and I've been waiting. I feel like it's been forever since they've, haven't added him, so I've been waiting for this. I'm super pumped. I'm probably gonna do this right away on day one that it's on here, and I'm gonna finish McLeod, because I've actually used McLeod a bunch at level 99, and he's super good at 99. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that Nightmare quest and being able to knock out that EX for him. Then there's just a bunch of other stuff being added to the Farplane archives: Beast Hunt, Prunus Lamina, Hydro Pump Blaster, and Jeweled Belt. These are all items that we've had released or re-released recently, and it's good to see that they're being added, because they're good. They're really good items. Alright, now back to the McLeod acquisition quest. They are making a little change. In the high difficulty version, you had to defeat 3 or more enemies simultaneously. They're changing that to just having McLeod in your party. So they're just making that a little bit easier. Red job materials added to story quests. This is an interesting note for me. Red job materials will be added to the obtainable items list from some story quests. Up until this point, we've always only had up to yellow in story quests, so it's made red pretty much you have to farm like the training chambers to get it for the most part. And yeah, so this is actually pretty cool. Sometimes, you know, we have like triple drop weeks, but you're like, man, I really need the red stuff. So this will be really good for that, especially. Plus, not to mention, story quests are generally just really good ways, because it's cheap energy-wise, to just farm Esper Resonance and Unit Affinity and stuff like that. So the fact that they're adding red into some of those is really cool. I'm interested to see which missions they show up in, and yeah. It's just a good change, I think. Job material drops permanently doubled in story quests. This is another good change. Like, I don't see how this is... Nothing about this is bad. It's perfect. It's just... These are all good changes. This is all I can say, and you guys all can probably agree. Now, Story Quest Part 1, Chapter 13, Scene 3, Battle 10, Battles and Difficulty Lowered. I don't really remember which mission this is. I might have to go back and look. Maybe I'll check it out and like run it today, later or something, just for old time's sake, one more time before it gets difficulty lowered. But I have no idea what battle this is, but whatever it is, they're making it easier. Maybe this was a certain boss battle. I won't say a name just in case you haven't played that far yet. But it might be the boss battle. Not sure, but yeah. And, oh, here's the other thing. Voice lines are being implemented for Admirable Prince, Threat to the West, Rundal, and Burning with Life. So I think this is crazy cool, and I hope this is a step in the right direction where maybe everything will be voice acted someday, because you know how we have a lot of quests that are not. But even if they're not, I think it's cool that they are adding voices to some of these quests. That's really awesome. Guild map arena update, wind attack up, ice resistance up. This is going to be, you know, so that you can play with wind teams and utilize Glaciela, and ice attack resistance up. We all know how crazy ice is out there right now with the recent release of Snow, Agrius getting like a revamp, and just Velas being a beast, and Eliza being a beast. There's been a lot of ice out there lately. And for the guild battle map, it's going to be Haste Nullify and Wind Unit Spirit up. So as far as guild battles go, ice will still work really well here. Just don't rely on the magical units, right? Use your missile units, use your fist units like Snow. Agrius will be fine. Velas, you can still use him because you're going to want to turn off his haste move, but other than that, you can still utilize him. He can heal and still, you know, back up. And yeah, so other than that, that's pretty much the bulk of the good news this week. So the big thing is Glaciela and Tetra. If you guys are going to pull for her, let me know, actually. I'm super curious. Also, if, say, you're running low on Visior maybe a little bit because of Anniversary and Final Fantasy Tactics Rerun, strongly consider, if you play through the Amazon App Store, utilizing my link below to save yourself up to 20%. It really will help me out, and I appreciate it. And you'll just save up to 20%, so it's a win-win for everybody. And that being said, I will be pulling on Wednesday morning on twitch.tv/DegenTP. So if you want to come hang out there, I think it'd be really cool. And yeah, you can hang out. Otherwise, I'll upload the polls to the YouTube channel later on after I do them. And yeah, hopefully everybody has good luck. It's going to be a tough one. 2 half-rate things, Glaciela and Tetra. It's going to be a scary day to pull. So hopefully we all have good luck. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. In one day, this could take away like 90% of the Visior that I have right now, and that could be very traumatizing. And there's a good chance it's going to happen. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I hope everyone else has good luck as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys then, I guess. So have yourselves a merry little, I don't know, anniversary miss. And good day and farewell. Bye. Blah, 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 blah.